Welcome to Cognitia in Concise, where we break down big ideas with science. Right now, 100 million radiation-blasted flesh-eating flies are raining down over the jungles of Panama. They are part of a war that has lasted over 50 years. A war fought from Central America to the deserts of Libya. A war humanity can never stop fighting. But why would we intentionally release millions of flesh-eating flies into the wild? To understand that, we need to meet the enemy. Its name is Cochliomyia hominivorax, which literally means man-eater. It is better known as the New World screwworm fly. This metallic blue-green fly with bright red eyes has one horrifying trait. Its larvae eats living flesh. The female fly can detect wounds from far away. If a human, deer, cow, or even a squirrel has the smallest scratch, she lays her eggs inside it. When the eggs hatch, the larvae burrow into healthy tissue. They don't eat dead flesh. They eat living flesh. The wound grows larger. More flies arrive. In severe cases, the host dies. For most of history, this parasite was a brutal fact of life in the Americas. Then humans made things worse. When millions of cattle were introduced across the southern United States, screwworms found paradise. Endless hosts. Endless wounds. Outbreaks wiped out entire herds. Traditional pesticides did not work because you cannot poison something that lives inside a living animal. Ranchers were overwhelmed. The parasite was winning. Until the 1950s, when two scientists proposed an idea so wild it sounded insane. What if we sterilize them? Screwworm females mate only once in their lifetime. Just once. So if the environment were flooded with sterile males, females would mate, lay eggs, and nothing would hatch. If done at scale, the species could eliminate itself. Scientists discovered that precise doses of radiation could destroy reproductive cells without killing the insect. So they tested the idea on the island of Curacao. Millions of flies were bred, irradiated, and released. Weeks passed. Then months. More and more wild flies became infertile. And then, suddenly, there were none. The screwworm was eradicated from the island. It worked. Massive fly factories were built. One plant in Texas required 70 tons of meat and 12,000 gallons of blood per week to produce 150 million flies. The insects smelled so terrible that airlines initially refused to transport them. But slowly, a wave of sterile flies moved south. Florida, Texas, Mexico, Central America. One region at a time, screwworms disappeared. Then, in 1988, screwworms appeared in Libya. If they spread across Africa, the consequences would have been catastrophic. Hundreds of millions of sterile flies were flown in. Within 4 months, the outbreak was stopped. But South America remained too large and complex to clear entirely. So instead, a permanent biological barrier was built in Panama, the narrowest point of the continent. Today, a nuclear fly factory runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Each week, 100 million sterile flies are released from airplanes. Flight paths are spaced precisely apart, creating an invisible wall in the sky. If screwworms try to move north, they fail. For decades, this wall has protected North America. But the war is not over. In 2016, screwworms reappeared in the Florida Keys. Deer were found with devastating wounds. Millions of sterile flies were rushed in, and the outbreak was contained. Then, in late 2023, the barrier in Panama failed again. The parasite spread rapidly through Panama and Costa Rica, even reaching Mexico. The factory now operates at maximum capacity. It is a biological emergency, and no one knows when it will truly end. This is one of humanity's strangest wars. A war fought not with bullets, but with radiation, biology, and billions of flies. It is a reminder that sometimes the most powerful weapons are strategic ideas, and that breakthroughs often begin with solutions that sound impossible. If you ever see a low-flying plane over Central America, you might be witnessing another day in a war we cannot afford to lose. This is Cognitia in Concise. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe for more short, clear journeys into science and the world around us. See you in the next one.